Hey, sports fans, stand by for Knife Maker. And you fucking great Santini fans, I was just channeling little Robert Duvall. What's going on? Greg Medford, Medford Knife, MKT USA. You know what we thought we'd do on this wacky Tuesday mornings? We thought we'd give a shout out to everybody thinking about that ultimate fan experience. Maybe they don't know what it's all about. Maybe they don't know what it is. Maybe they don't know how to join. Maybe they don't know what they should do. Maybe they don't feel like their creative bone has been tickled. So we want to tickle your bone. Are you laughing or is it just fucking me? Is there anybody out there? It's like a Pink Floyd song. Is there anybody out there? Is there anyone watching yet, Billy?
20.
20 people? There's 20 of you. Hey, 20. What's happening? Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Let's see what's going on. So, we got the president and the vice president flying around together, which they're not supposed to do. They're supposed to stay separate in case something happens. Part of the National Chain of Command Protection Act that was passed under Bill Clinton. Not a bad idea from a populist Democrat that I kind of liked. I would have chosen, frankly. I didn't hold that against him as much as the president and vice president flying around, which leads me to believe at any given moment, the closest people in the inner circle operating our puppet president believe he could drop fucking dead and they would swear in Camel Toe Harris. So here's my thoughts to you guys. Stand the fuck by. It's getting ready to get interesting. Now I'm going to throw this out there because it's just fun and I love politics, and then we're going to talk about the ultimate fan experience. Because if you are an ultimate fan, you know I weave in some politics for a little fun. And I know everyone stopped having fun. I know as we have become a silly people who are more concerned with mainstreaming LGBTQ than we are with hunger, and as we've become more concerned with signaling our virtue in the military than they are with winning wars, as that's happened and we've officially slipped off the deep end like the ancient Romans who became irrelevant by becoming silly. We've slipped off the edge and done it. I just thought I would throw some fun facts out there for you. So the Attorney General of Arizona, I think his name is Mark Bronovich, he has spent a decent amount of time reviewing the other cases that all went to the Supreme Court regarding our election, our presidential election. And they all got kicked out on procedural grounds or constitutional grounds, not on the merit of the case. This is something we want to keep pointing out to our friends on the opposite side of the aisle as we reach out to them and try to engage. And they try to understand why we're so mad. I'm actually pretty chill about this. I've arrived at my peaceful, happy zone. But everybody has gotten denied going to the Supreme Court because they went the wrong way, and our Attorney General got to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court ruled in favor of us having the ability to do a recount here. So we are not, like many states, doing a recount of the count, because as many people believe, the computers that did the counting had a little problem with them. Now, there could be a lot of things. It could be foreign, it could be domestic, it could be software, it could be glitch, it could be nefarious, but something doesn't seem quite right. In Arizona, we had a 100-mile spontaneous Trump rally, and Biden won the state. We are a gun-toting, libertarian, freedom-oriented state, and we put two Democrats in the Senate. And many of us are skeptical, like what's happened? And the most important thing we solve now in the next few months is we take half of America that is seriously voting and engaged, and we have to reassure them with facts that the election was absolutely perfect and honest and righteous. And then we'll all murmur and kick the dirt because we all played on sports teams and we all learned how to win and lose. And we will kick and moan and groan and say, well, man, may the better man win. Or woman. But until someone's willing to count, if there's more energy spent not counting and there's more energy spent covering one's eyes and putting one's finger in the air and denying than there is actually getting to the bottom of something, it doesn't ring true. So, here in Arizona, we finally got it all clear to do a 2.1 million vote hand recount. Now, here's how this happened. I don't want to break this down for you so that you guys can get through the politics, and then we'll talk a little knifery because it's kind of fun. But I want to talk about this because it's real and it's happening and you should pay attention. So they did a sampling right after the election. It was a random audit of 1,000 votes from Maricopa County. There was between 2 and 3% deviation of error from the count to what was actually recorded. That was a random, actual hard vote count, not a recount of the outcomes from each electronic counting machine. So far, they've been retallying the electronic counts of the electronic machines. And we did a random pull of 1,000 hard paper ballots, and we counted them. And there was it was either 2.5 or 2.8, I don't want to say exactly. So it was between 2 and 3% deviation from the outcome of the election. Now, this whole state was won by less than 10,000 votes. They're going to do a 2.1 million vote recount by hand. And if the random sampling is any indication of America, so don't take this the wrong way. I'm curious from a scholastic, from a democratic, from the viewpoint of a republic, what happens next? Because now all the other states that were slapped down by the Supreme Court now actually have an Arizona versus the Arizona Democratic Party about democracy is throwing paper. Are they throwing paper ballots into a furnace? Or are they sitting on them in a warehouse waiting to find out if there's truth in elections? It's the biggest question of our time. If you are under 70 years of age, this is the biggest, interesting, existential conundrum of America. It's not health insurance. It's not anything else. It's does a lifetime of voting and a lifetime of going to elections, does it matter? And half of us are super engaged, feel like something didn't happen right. And the other half, they kind of know something didn't happen right, but they don't want to admit it and they don't want they want to shut it down. And all I know is whenever anybody is arguing for darkness and closing the doors, they're hiding a naked body. There's something up. There's something rotten in Denmark, and we're going to find out. What happens if Arizona flips and 2 other states that could change the electoral outcome of the election? What happens if they do the same thing that's going to happen here? It's never happened in American history. It's why the Supreme Court hot-potatoed the whole thing. There is no mechanism for this other than going back to the Supreme Court and uncoiling a hasty, partisan scam. Now, if it turns out we're completely wrong and the Arizona election comes out, they do the audit, it was totally solid, and it had a 0.25% or 0.5% deviation that went in the direction of Biden or Trump, but it didn't change the outcome, then you know what, Greg's going to be fine, and I'll just rattle my, I'll wave my flags and say yes to the commander-in-chief or the Politburo in charge, and basically know that my country has been sold out by a bunch of pinko commies to another bunch of pinko commies who want to ruin us, like Chile got ruined and like Argentina got ruined and like everywhere else that socialism and communism touches get ruined. In the meantime, we're going to make some fun knives. We're going to bring some cool, badass products to the market. We want to poke some fun at the system. It is the job of Bill Maher. It is the job of Tucker Carlson. It is the job of lefties and righties and sidelined people alike to poke fun with humor and intellect argument at the establishment and to push with satire against the machine. I have an interview here, so I'm going to have to get off in a couple minutes, but he's still doing paper. It's okay. The ultimate fan experience, wherever you are here on planet Earth, no more than one a day, post showing us with your knife some cool, creative, promotional, user-generated fun about our brand, our product, our knife, the zeitgeist of what we do. You can put it on we'll give you some examples over the coming weeks. You can hold your knife in front of a background that hints at your job. You can hold your knife in front of your job. You can hold a knife in front of something you love doing, or you hold your knife in front of the engine on your Porsche, or hold your knife in front of the cool adventure stuff you just bolted on your Toyota. You can hold your knife in front of the landing gear of the airplane you're getting on. You can have your either your wife or your girlfriend carry the knife around in their teeth like a cat. You take a picture of them. I don't care. We're looking for fun entries, having fun with the knives, and we really want to see the knives out in the world doing their thing. Now, if you just line them up like a baller and take pictures of them on your safe, you can do that too. It would have to be really epic to be creative. But we're going to throw some stuff at you to give you some ideas, and hopefully your creative juices start to flow. We want to tickle your creative bone. And I don't want to tickle a dude's bone very often, but I do want to tickle his creative bone to see what kind of fun content pops out of all you MK Tooligans' minds and hops into our social media. So, just as a refresher for some of you who may not know, that the contest is to add interesting and vibrant content to your social media, tag us, post us, also send it to us. Here's how you send it to us. You go to medford.com/UFE or Ultimate Fan Experience. medford.com/Ultimate Fan Experience or UFE. You can go there, this little thing. Billy, is it really kind of like super self-explanatory on how to post? You post your thing there and it gets you in the running. Now, if we see it out hither and yon and we think it's spectacular, well, then you got lucky. But if you think it's good and it's just out there in the ether, you might want to post it over there as well. And you can even tag your, I think you can probably, the essence of your soul, you will connect with knife making. Knife making is one of the ancient human skills. The only thing we have left from early humans are the tools they made with stones. They made knives, they made spears, they made arrows. I'm in one of the 3 old crafts. There's not much else we know about them, but we know that. With the making of cutlery is probably why so many of you are crazy and passionate about the knives from all the great Americans who are friends of mine who make great knives. And maybe it's why you like ours too. There's something really kind of primal and visceral about it. And if you can find a way to tap into that,